What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video, and we're back here with another preview and predictions for Survivor Series for this Saturday. Hopefully, this is a good show, at least with the Survivor Series matches. Hopefully, it's an entertaining show. That's all you can really hope for. We got some heavy hitters on this particular card. So I'm leaning towards that we may get exactly what we're hoping that we do get. Outside of, there's really only one match I'm not really looking forward to. You kind of already know which one I'm about to talk about, but I'm still gonna get my preview predictions for every single match. There's only 4 matches, so we're gonna get right into this, and also, hopefully y'all are able to pull up. For those who know about this, we're doing our live stream event at Social Beer Garden tomorrow. I'm filming this on Friday, the day before, so we will be there at Social Beer Garden HTX downtown Houston. So make sure, if you're in the city, pull up. We're going to have a good time. It's been a minute since we've been at Social Beer Garden doing a live stream. I think the last one was WrestlePalooza, and that one was kind of a dud. So we're going to check this out. Should be a fun one. Can't wait to see some of y'all at Social Beer Garden HTX. So let's get into the preview and predictions for this card. Like I said, there's only 4 matches. 2 of the matches are the men and the women's Wargames match, which will probably take at least 30 minutes plus each match. So I get it. I can understand why some people were hoping you could possibly add one more match to it, but 4 matches, and we'll probably be in and out when it comes to this show. So we're gonna start with the Women's World Championship match: Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. Now, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I don't care about this match. I'm not invested in this match. I'm not interested in this match. And it's not because Stephanie Vaquer, or in a sense, it's really more so Nikki Bella. And here's the reason why, before people start trying to say I don't like Nikki Bella just because I don't like her. Even though she came back and it was a cool moment, she really hasn't done anything in the sense of, she's been more of like the individual that takes the pin and put other people over, which is cool. But if you're going to have her come back as this legend that's putting people over, and then have her turn heel to attack Stephanie to get a match with her, and the fans, we're supposed to believe that she is going to be the one to take down Stephanie, or even come close to believing that idea, that thought process of Stephanie could lose to Nikki Bella, who's been losing since she came back. That's where it's like, all right, bro. Okay, this comes off as a match just to put on the card, and it doesn't come off as this match needs to happen, at least on Survivor Series. Could this happen on a Monday Night Raw and it will probably fit a little bit better? Sure. But on Survivor Series, no. Considering this is supposed to be one of the major big PLEs, like, I'm just not that invested. Maybe if it was Stephanie Vaquer and maybe what's her name? With Judgment Day. I can't even think of her name. Raquel. If it was Stephanie and Raquel, possibly, because Raquel's been getting some wins under her belt. And I know they're supposed to be doing that after this match, but I would have preferred Stephanie versus Raquel Rodriguez. Do you think that Raquel is going to win? Most likely not, but you could buy into it a little bit more, because guess what? Raquel has some wins under her belt, so you can kind of buy into Raquel having some momentum. Nikki has no momentum other than she turned on Stephanie, which we kind of seen that was happening. But maybe if you would add a turn sooner, or her have some wins, then the turn, okay, you could possibly buy it a little bit more. But to have someone turn who's been losing matches, and I'm supposed to really be invested in that, it's for me, it's just not landing. I would have preferred Raquel be in that situation, but most likely Stephanie is definitely retaining, and we'll move forward with what they have planned for Raquel and Stephanie in the future. But yeah, Stephanie is definitely going to retain against Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship. Next, we got John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, it was a cool moment to see John Cena get this Intercontinental Championship. He's finally a Grand Slam champion. Could they have done this possibly sooner on his retirement run? For sure. But at the end of the day, this is the situation that we've been given. It's been cool, but most likely, I'm gonna have to say Dominic Mysterio should get the championship back. I just don't see John Cena holding it any longer. I know they're supposed to be doing, they're setting up stuff for the John Cena retirement tournament, and you don't really need John to have the title there. You know, I think it just makes more sense for John to go ahead, drop the title back to Dominic. They gave him a title reign so he could be a Grand Slam champion. Once again, I still think they should have probably did this sooner if they were gonna do this, and that way the title's not flip-flopping. But most likely, Dominic's going to get his win back. Most likely, he's going to cheat. I know some people are not the biggest fan of John Cena taking so many L's, he's taking a few L's this year. And I know some people are not the biggest fan of that happening. But at the same time, I get it. It was a cool moment for people that got a chance to see that when it happened. And they gave him that moment. I mean, he hasn't really been much featured on TV that much. Go ahead, put the title back on Dominic. Dominic will cheat with the assistance of maybe some Judgment Day members, whoever else who will assist him. And he will be your new Intercontinental Champion, which I'm okay with. I just wish they would have booked it in a sense. If they would have did this earlier this year, I think that probably would have been better, and maybe him having a longer run and defending the title a little bit longer, I think that would have been cool. But outside of, what we've gotten so far with John Cena's retirement run, I'm definitely going with Dominic Mysterio to regain the Intercontinental Championship. Next, we have the women's War Game match between AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky versus Becky Lynch, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. Now, this one is interesting. This one is interesting because part of me is saying, you got AJ Lee, she's back, she's on the babyface team with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It would make sense that that team would win and go over the heels, but I'm kind of not there yet. I've been leaning towards the heels getting the win here, and the reason being, because I know they're gonna set up something with Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. That's the next big women's feud that they're gonna try to build up, and I know you can still do something with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Maybe having them trying to take down the Kabuki Warriors, since they've been kind of buddy-buddy for a while. And to keep Rhea still in the tag team division before they move her up back to the, top of the division. Most likely to set up a feud between Rhea and Stephanie McMahon. That's definitely on the horizon. So I think you have the heels win. Give them some momentum. It would allow Becky to really feed into the idea that, look, my team beat you, AJ Lee, you don't belong here, to give her some type of momentum going into the match that they're going to probably have. And then you can do something, obviously, like I said, with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky trying to take down the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka and Kairi. That story's already been established. And then what you do with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, they'll most likely be feuding with Lash Legend and Nia Jax. So I'm leaning towards there's more story that could be told if you have them win. Yes, you can do that. You can have the babyfaces win and still do some of these stories, but I think it would be better to give the heels some momentum. So I'm going with Becky and the rest of the heels getting the win over the babyfaces for this particular match. And what I think is possibly going to happen, I could see Becky Lynch being like one of the individuals that doesn't really do the most work in the ring, but she's going to take all of the credit for quote unquote leading the team to victory. That's kind of been her character. She takes a lot of credit for stuff. but doesn't really put in the work in a sense. She's like the chicken shit heel, but takes credit when things go the way she wants them to go. So I can honestly see that. I think that would actually be a pretty cool way to really kick off their feud between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee and all the other women in their respective feuds. So you can have a few more months until the Royal Rumble to really build some story. So going with the heels in Becky Lynch's team winning over AJ Lee and her team, or Rhea Ripley's, whoever you want to say is in control of the babyfaces team, most likely Rhea, but whatever. I'm going with the heels to get the W there. And last but not least, it's a short card, I know, the men's War Games match. The match I am looking forward to the most, surprisingly, obviously, because they have the heavy hitters here. They have the stars, the main attractions in this match. We got the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, the World Heavyweight Champion and CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. This is a star-studded match. This is going to be the match that people are going to be looking forward to the most to see how it's going to play out. And honestly, after a few back and forths, trying to figure out who would I have win this match, who would I have lose this match, both baby faces and heel teams are viable. But for me, I think the baby faces win here. And the reason why I say that, the reason why I'm leaning towards the baby faces winning here is because, one, you have both your top champions on the same team. I'm sorry, but both of your top champions should not be losing. Just be honest. Even if they're not eating the pin, they should not be losing. They are your top champions. Yes, you can write it as, oh, they're not the ones that's going to get pinned. It's going to be either Jimmy or Jay. I get it. But they're your top champions. So I just don't see them being on a losing squad. Then you have Roman Reigns there too, one of your longest reigning champions of all time. I don't see him being on the losing squad either. Once again, he doesn't have to get pinned, but I just don't see it. And also, if you guys paid attention to how they kind of set things up on this past Monday Night Raw, essentially, they all agreed that they're on the same page. They all hate the Vision. There's a lot of ego in this match, but they all agree we're all on the same page. We hate the Vision. Simple as that. The issue that's probably going to come across on the heel side and may cause them to lose is the Brock Lesnar wild card. Reason why I say that, Brock Lesnar does what he wants. He does what he wants when he wants to, even if Paul Heyman is there. Brock Lesnar being in this match is the ultimate wild card because I can see a situation where he wants to do a certain thing and maybe the rest of the team doesn't agree with it. Maybe the rest of the team doesn't understand why Brock is doing what he's doing. Or it could be a situation of miscommunication where, and I'm hoping this happens, and I hope they do this, Braun Breaker, being the hothead he is, he's the young hothead. Even though he knows who Brock Lesnar is and all this other stuff, he doesn't give a damn because at the end of the day, he knows he's the future, right? So it could be a situation where Braun Breaker takes matters into his own hands and there's some miscommunication and he accidentally spears Brock Lesnar, which will open up a can of worms, and then there's going to be all types of confusion and chaos on the heels team, which is how the babyfaces will be able to capitalize. I'm going with that route. I'm going with, there's going to be something that happens with Brock Lesnar and most likely Braun Breaker or somebody else on that team, but I'm leaning towards Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker having some type of clash, some type of issue, and Paul Heyman's trying to fix it, but he can't because you can't control Brock, and it's damn near impossible to control Braun too. So I'm going with that. Like, on paper, they seem like a super stacked team, but then there's going to be egos. There's going to be people trying to do things a certain way, and I can see Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker crossing paths, and not in a good way, which ultimately costs their team to lose. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the baby faces to get the win here. I think you could still create some stories with them getting the win, but then also you can build some future stories with Braun Breaker and Brock Lesnar. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, after Survivor Series, we're probably not gonna see Brock Lesnar until the Royal Rumble. So what better story to create? If you have them win, Brock is just gonna disappear into the Royal Rumble. But if you have them lose, and one of the reasons why they lost is because of Paul Heyman's new client and Braun Breaker and them crossing paths with each other, you know that's going to be revisited in the Royal Rumble because Brock Lesnar most likely going to be there. He's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and you can have another stare off, another stand down between Bronson Reed and Brock Lesnar because there's already a story there created from Survivor Series, and that's a money match. That's a WrestleMania level match if they were trying to push a new star. So that's my personal opinion on it. I'm going with the heels, the baby faces to get the win. Team Cody or Team CM Punk, however you want to call it. So, go down the card again. It's not that many matches. For the Women's World Championship match, I got Stephanie retaining. For the Intercontinental Championship match, I got Dominic regaining the Intercontinental Championship. For the Women's Wargames match, I have Team Becky Lynch getting the dub. And for the Men's Wargames match, I have either, you can call them Team Cody, Team CM Punk, Team Roman Reigns. Doesn't matter. I have the baby faces winning because there's going to be some type of issues potentially with Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker. But hey, comment down below. Let me know. Who do you guys got winning? Who do you guys have losing? Why and why not? I would love to get y'all opinion on how you guys think the show is going to play out for Survivor Series. And once again, if you guys want to pull up on us, we will be at Social Beer Garden in Houston, Texas. I'm going to actually go ahead and pin down the Eventbrite link so that way you guys can RSVP. It's free. Pull up. We're going to have a good time. You'll be able to kick it with me and Dub as we watch some Survivor Series together. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 200K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See you on the next one. Peace.